In Genesis chapter 11, the Bible made us to understand the fact that the instruction passed to Abraham was initially passed to his father, Terah. But his father somehow was complacent, he was negligent. Where he's supposed to journey to, he dwelled there. There is danger in dwelling in your comfort zone. In actualizing and activating the blessing of God, you will need to fight. There are battles to fight. Every blessing of God required war, require you to fight to get it. But when Terah got to the land of Iran, the Bible says he dwelled there. Nowhere to dwell and nowhere to journey through. Don't, because of the environment, and stay where you are supposed to pass. And that was why the blessing left him. The promise left him. And in Genesis chapter 12, God confronted his son Abraham to leave his father's kindred, his father's house. I need to say that what he was asking Abraham to leave his father's kindred and his father's house was not just location. He was talking about a particular attitude of complacency and negligence. Don't go in the way of your father. Journey through. Fight through you until you win. The blessing is not easy to activate. I have said it, it's not automatic. It is only those who can war through that can actually activate the blessing. And so, Abraham obeyed God to go to a land that God promised that it was going to show him. So you see, the blessing is activated via revelation and via obedience, because revelation is to bring instruction to us. And what makes that revelation a blessing is obedience. And he said, I'm going to make you great. I'm going to make you great, and I will bless you. And whoso blesses you shall be blessed, whoso curses you shall be cursed. And in you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. That was a promise, but it wasn't a blessing yet until Abraham obeyed. Now, hear me. Obedience is a war. Have you ever had God speaking to you to do something and it seems it's not cozy, it's not convenient? I remember when God told me to leave Lagos and go to Ogun Waterside and gave me vision and instructed me. Wow. What I saw there within 1 month, I wanted to run back. And God told me, if you stay here, you will learn the lessons that no one has ever learned. I'm going to make you, I will bake you to the world. And I had to concur. Little wonder today, you are being blessed by what I'm sharing. What I'm sharing are part of the blessing activated through the experiences of over 30 years. So hear me. Complacency, indolency, negligence has no place in the blessing of God. Has no place in the promises of God. Because it takes diligence to obey God. When things are not rosy, even though God promised you. Imagine Abraham at the age of 75. No child. At the age of 80, no child. Even though God promised him. And he stood his ground and he fought through until the promise came to pass. No lazy person has a place in the promise. And if you don't have a place in the promise of God, no blessing will be activated upon your life.